we're gonna finish off Anna today. I honestly don't care if that's which way that happens, if we actually kill her or something. Wait, this sentence just feels kind of bad. I'm here to learn about what you're thinking and how your society works on a deeper level. Like, this sentence feels like it's running into the problem of plural and singular you. That's a huge problem, by the way. It's a problem that never quite gets solved. I mean, fair point from Anna. That you are kind of asking literally the worst person in the world, considering that Anna is like the... Like, Bryce has to deal with people on a daily basis, Dean has to deal with people on a daily basis, Laura has to deal with people on a daily basis, Remy has to deal with people on a consistent basis, and you ask Anna about social structures. Just saying. Worst, terrible call. That just shows how shit of a psychologist you are. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. The song's nice and mellow. I still can't imagine that the Remy scene where you show your belly is actually in the original version. Like, that's the part that gets me. Is it such a stupid reference? I mean, this is a nice inference that would have been kind of cool if, like, Anna's, like just in general, it's a fun way to set it up. It could have been worked out a bit more. That being said, like, the date so far has not been terrible. It's like this part of, like, it's going like, oh, it's sociology, and they go, oh, we got that's good writing. That's fun. That's not, let's have a lore dump at the end of the fucking game for no reason. It's good stuff. Good beans. Anna's date's still shit, but it's not that bad anymore. It's starting to pick up a bit, which is weird. Like, if you got this, why is all that other stuff there? You don't need that stuff. It's kind of like if someone builds a house and they have this huge fucking swamp in the front yard. Like, take that out. Take the swamp out. You don't need it. Your house is great. Put a little bit of Christmas decoration on it, or at least put some glitter on the swamp. I mean, yes, it's implied that Anna never had any extended relationships with anyone, so it's incredibly logical that she's socially inept as fuck. Like, that needs to be elaborated upon a bit. It's like Anna moved through life so quickly, she never had to establish herself as a nice person. Like, she's always written on the coattails of her own success, so she's never had to be nice. She's never had to develop a relationship with someone. So that could also be like a great, good point, good little character trait, not explored enough. Instead, we get this stupid chat about how she wants to kill people. Great. I mean, the funny thing is, this is probably the most direct, specific description of what's going on, and yet Anna's the one who gets kinky. Which just makes the situation weird. Like, if she's trying to defuse the situation, by now it's far too late to do that. And she would be like, ah, whatever, it's too late. There's no denying it. And yet she's pushing back a lot. Oh, cool, this is the Anna skip. Oh, because that's where the Anna skip goes. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I mean, like, that's why I say, it's like, it would be kind of neat if you met people off, on and off, like, outside of it, and you establish that there's something going on. Like, in a lot of circumstances, if you really want to set up a relationship, you either need to fast lane. Like, there's a reason Adine doesn't get all over you, and why Bryce does it, because Bryce is fucking slut. And Anna's a fucking slut, because she doesn't have... Anna doesn't have the social knowledge. Like, she has a contorted view on how romance is supposed to work, because she doesn't have any experience with social engagements. And Bryce is just a slut. He's boozed up all the time. And Lorm and Adine are, like, more human, because they're like, eh. And Remy is like, he has a hole to fill, so he's kind of drifting towards it. If you really want to make it more a relationship thing, it would have been cool if you, like, met up a couple of times, because you're like, hey, and the relationship was more of a variable number. Like, they could have done that. You could have just made it a number. And be like, this is the good part, this is when we start saying it's a good relationship, this is a bad, and a lot of the system would say the same. But considering this guy doesn't even know how compound Booleans work, I'm pretty sure that would have been beyond his ability, which I'm sad about. Like, if I had known, I would have told him, I would have helped him, and maybe his code, at least his code would have been a little bit more maintainable, which is a little bit better. Just a little bit better. Nobody would have given a shit, because it would still have worked the same. Because, fun fact, you can program things a lot of ways to do the same thing. You can make a system that's hard-coded to print hello world, or you can make something dynamic, or you can put a whole chatbot underneath, because you're weird. Oh, that's the first time I've written before it. Actually, this is exploring it. This is like, who the hell would say that like that? Like, it would have been better if she's like, you want me to... Like, it emphasizes the point of, like, she doesn't know this? She doesn't have any fucking clue. Like, how could she know? Like, it's nice. It's nice to explore that angle of, like, she doesn't have the social knowledge. Like, it's entirely possible to be at this point. It's like, technically it's rape, because she technically doesn't know what she's conceding to. But considering she's the one advancing it, it sidesteps that issue. Can someone without social knowledge actually consent to something? Is an interesting question. And it's sidestepped by having Anna be a slut. Bryce is the real slut, though. Anna's just very promiscuous. She's just very forward and forthcoming and experimental about things. And Bryce just wants to drink beer and get drunk and then put his willy in things. Or smash him across the table and break everything of glass. It's like, how did that not get stuck in your flesh? And he's like, it's a party trick. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. That's gross. I should probably mark this video as adult. Just for my own sake. Nope, I'm not gonna. Someone else can do it. And the advertisements are... The funny thing is, I don't think the advertisers can pick up on that. Maybe they'll pick up on that one word. Who knows? So, this is kind of funny. I have to go... You have to go home. I have to go to prison. It's not like I go to prison or I get sent to prison. No, I have to. It's like I have to go to school. It has that sort of implication in Dutch. I feel so bad about the things I said now. But that's after the fact. And this whole show is 90% me either going on rants that I regret later down the line. Like, if it's really bad. I have, at times, gone back and redid things. There's one Doom video where I just go... Where I've re-recorded it 3 times! Because every time I went into this topic, I forgot what the topic was, but it was terrible. And the entire thing just went off the rails. It was awful. If I had posted that, wouldn't have seen the end of it. I don't know if the person in question would have noticed. Just saying. I mean, of course you'd... Of course you'd hit up with the human. I mean, you say you don't like them, but they use the H word. Ah! Why is my arm acting up? Man, I like Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is great. It's not great. Mario feels sluggish as all hell. Mario feels sluggish. He feels like an old man. Bowser feels like an old man. And your hat's supposed to be like the sassy old character. Oh, cool. The levels are... Like, I know there's movement options for the desert level, but frick, that level is just awful to move through. It's so slow. What is it? Hals over Benen? Hals over Kop. No, that's not it. Verliefd. Hals over Kop means... That's doing his homework. Make love. That's a... Oh, that's a nice one. Yours and Trine. They switch between arguments and love. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. My eye. Oh, I know the one. That's the word I was looking for. Smore. Smore verliefd. To be truly in love with someone. That's the word I was missing. And now I found it. Wait. Wait, you can... Oh, no, it's neutral. Wait, so you can just... That's interesting. I mean, it couldn't have ended badly, because that would have been super weird. But... I mean, it says a lot that she's like, I like you a little bit. She doesn't know what to make of it. But at the same time, she's like, let's smooch. Let's smooch on the couch. You know, it says a lot about how she understands relationships. Like, that's something people forget. It's like when and how someone is engaging with you on any level other than hello is a huge indicator of what that person is. Like, someone being distant can just be they never make appointments with you. They constantly try to sort of shift the topics they can more easily talk about, like topics they like to talk about in the first place, that they can just drone on about, or try to take the conversation. Like, you can do a lot with that. The way a conversation and dialogue works is very telling about someone. And it also says a lot about the player character as well. It's funny. I mean, on one side, it's kind of implied she just storms into your house. Like, the way I get it is this date is set up and she just kind of storms in at a certain point. That being said, it makes sense you would call her because the voicemail only happens in one timeline. Which is weird, because earlier you were like pushing her to say something, which just makes the situation all the more awkward. Also, fun fact, people started lighting fireworks, and this is Daylight Saving Time weekend. Whee! Although, again, people are like, we gotta get rid of Daylight Saving Time, and then no one does it. Everyone's like, man, wouldn't it be great if we just stopped doing this arbitrary thing that we are not required to do by anything? And they're like, we'll just do it anyway. It's like, why? If people, like, this is if people woke up every Monday morning and they took Russian roulette to their foot. A 1 in 6 chance you'll blow your foot off. And they're like, well, we could not do it. And then they do it anyway. They're just like, it's too much trouble to change it. Like, that's what it is. Apparently, the first Monday after changing Daylight Saving Time, either way, causes everyone to just go completely insane. Which makes sense, because your biorhythm is just like, bleh. Also, I don't know. Like, I've heard studies going either way. I've heard, like, the latest I heard is that, no, it's not a good thing. You don't save power. It just fucks everything up. And I agree. People want daylight in night. People don't give a shit if it's bright outside when they're going to work. They're like, oh, great, look at all the sunshine I don't get to enjoy. And then you get home from work, you're like, I got sunshine till 9. You get to sit in that sun. You don't get to sit in the morning sun. No one wants to sit in the morning sun. That's the sun for chumps and people that don't have jobs. People that have jobs want to come home and they're like, I bit my tongue, and it's still annoying me. Ah! It's interesting that she be the character who's like Platonic. I mean, this is a fair point. Is you get to skip the sexy times, which is nice. I wonder if you get to skip it with Bryce. I'm almost inclined to just do Bryce after this and see if you can skip Bryce's sexy times. the fireworks show is brought up with Sebastian is then brought up with everyone else. Everyone brings up the fireworks show, don't they? Like, I understand it's like the big uniting, this is the cruxical place from which everyone meets and then goes on, which kind of makes sense, because it's like the place where you have the blip moments. But it's just kind of doofy that everyone wants to go there. I understand it's like this big thing, but some people don't like fireworks, and they'd be like, I don't want to go to fireworks, and then you have to push them. That'd be great. If I hope, I don't remember this, but maybe one of the characters should have to be like, let's go there. And they're like, no, come on. Because you do know about it. Like, Sebastian specifically tells you about this, regardless of whenever or not Bryce dies. I mean, that's a sad thing to consider. Ugh. Hey, we're almost done. If you maybe my mic picked it up, probably not. But there were some fireworks going off outside. I hate fireworks. Why do people have this stuff? Why do people insist on blowing things up? If you're gonna blow something up, at least blow something up. At least blow up like a building. Don't just be like, oh, it's an explosion. No, you put that explosion to work. You knock over a tree, boy. You show me you know how to use it. You blow your hand off. That'll be great. Then you can't light fireworks anymore, you dipshit. I'm the kind of person that if I was ever put in the position with a machine gun and a whole bunch of people and they were like, no one will ever find you, guilt-free, 100%, shoot him as you like. I'd look for a few people and I'd be like, that guy, that lady, that non-binary, I'm gonna shoot those. Fuck them. I'd sit there and I'd tell them, I know those people have a life. I know they do a lot of shit. But I'm a petty as fuck person. Given the opportunity, I'll nuke humanity. And then I probably say, can I do this later? Because I don't know how to shoot this. I don't wanna shoot you or me or the people I'm not angry at, because that wouldn't be fair. Like, you say you can do whatever, I'm at least gonna do it right, you know? Can we postpone this hypothetical situation in which I get to shoot someone? What is the time limit on this hypothetical? Are the cops going to show up if I delay it? If I shoot one person and come back later, will the cops come after me then or for the last one? And by the time I'm done asking my questions, I'm already like, uh-oh, spaghetti-o, time's up. And I'm like, oh, well, at least I got the answers to my questions. I got that much. I'll be happy that way, too. That'd be great. It's great. Nah, I'm just kidding. Like, it'd have to be 100% guaranteed. Like, it'd have to be like that. I do it! But if in any realistic situation, no, never. Wouldn't consider it. I'm the kind of guy who would not pull a gun. I'm the kind of guy who would follow the rule, don't pull a gun unless you specifically intend to use it. Because that's the fundamental rule is, 1, don't pull your gun unless you have to. 2, don't point your gun at someone unless you have to. Because you escalate the situation. And 3, don't put your fucking finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And you're intending to shoot. Because guns are escalation. They are so much intent. You need to know what you're doing with that thing. Just like fucking fireworks! And dynamite, which is basically fireworks, but for making holes in things. Like mountains. People love holes in mountains. And then they take the stuff that was in the hole and they make other things out of them. Like differently shaped rocks. Or they take the little metal parts out by boiling the rock, and then they make metal things out of it. and then they throw the other rock away, which is called garbage, slag, detritus. I do love me some slag. Well, oh, what's it called again? Oh, it's in that one game. Oh, that's a cool name. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? A byproduct is involved. Tailings! That's the word. I love the word tailings. I love how you have to get rid... Like, tailings is such an interesting concept. Like, you want to make something cool. Fun fact, you now have a bunch of garbage. You don't want to have that garbage. Some people might say about that thing about the guns. That's too... No. Listen very carefully, America. I live in a country where you can't get guns that easily. If you want to get a gun, you're going to have to jump through some hoops. And it's inconsiderate. And someone's going to hit me across the face for it. But if you're going to consistently push this problem ahead of yourself, the problem isn't the guns. The problem is the way you handle your fucking legislation. At some point, the problem stops being the problem, but the means by which you can solve it. At some point, the problem isn't that everything is on fire, but that you don't have a means of stopping it or putting the fire out. That's the problem, not the fire. The fire is a consequence of you not having the ability to control it. Wow. I'm just saying, like, at some point, it's no longer that it happens, it's that it's happening in this frequency. It's not the situation, it's the metadata of the situation, which is terrible. Because at that point, everything is a statistic, because the individuals don't matter anymore, because the individuals are irrelevant to the circumstances. That's a terrible thing to say, but fun fact, I love saying terrible things. Because they're true, and I don't like not saying truths. That's not true. I'll fucking mincemeat as much as I have to make it work. I'll bully my fucking younger sister, though, because she's a dipshit. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. I'm a terrible person. I like to think of myself as a good person, because I work hard and try to do my best for other people. But at the same time, oh boy, I have a lot of negative karma. Gonna have to make up for that at some point. Which I'm probably intending to do if I ever make it big. I'm gonna give a bunch of money away to people. Just to people I like. Charities. Because I don't even know what to spend. I don't want to buy a big car. I don't want to buy a big house. There's too much space. Now I'm gonna fill all this fucking space with things. I don't want to fill space. I just want not have to worry about that stuff. If I live in a big house, people are gonna be like, that's a big house. There's probably big things in there I can take. It's not fun. More money, more problems. So if I just put my money in places where people have to go after that different place to get my money, I'll save myself a lot of problems. That's what I call strategic problem solving. Just throw your money at other things. I mean, let's go back to the date. This is an interesting little spiel with Anna. It's like, you end a relationship platonically when it's implied to be love. Fantastic. Needs to be done more often. Not everyone wants to fuck things. Some people just want to give a kiss, and they want to give a hug, and they're like, okay, we're friends. And they want to shake hands. And that's it. Some people are okay just being friends and saying hi every morning. Not every date line has to end like that. Like, I imagine Ophinia would be like, you'd have to ask. Like, you'd specifically have to be the guy who initiates. So, like, whatever, dude. Like, if this is what it means to you, let's go for it. Oh, man. Oh, if that happens, I'd probably put, like, another line where it's like, is this even consensual if you're just sort of hand-waving? It's like, well, if you have a problem with it, you should probably just stop right now while you're ahead. Just saying. If you're going to have reservations about the concept and system of consent in these circumstances, you're already losing by considering the situation and not doing it. Just saying. It's like flipping a coin and being like, man, I'm gonna go for the result even though I don't like the result. That's not why you flip a coin. You flip a coin because then you know what you want. Unless it's a disagreement, in which case you're doing it because fuck you. You're a spineless loser who won't take a hit for his friends. Which is harsh. And also not true, especially if someone else is backing you up, in which case two people have to be spineless. Ah! What a situation. said before that sometimes I redo recordings when I go particularly off the rails. It's not so much. Maybe if I actually I've said terrible things. It's like when I say terrible things and someone else will take the bullets for it. I'll take my own bullets every day, thank you. But when it goes to someone else, and it's about that person and what they've done, and it's slandering someone, I know well enough that my opinion has to be more nuanced. That's when I have to pull the trigger. But when it's about me, whatever. I don't care. Use this against me as much as you want. I'll be right here. Both are smirk. Oh, what? Oh, I see why. So, the thing about this is I don't know if you can. I assume you can just, if you do Anna face, you can do Anna face again, and it won't break. It'll just replace it, and it'll look kind of goofy in some places, maybe. It's mentioning that because both of them end in smirk. So it's like, we can instantly build a smirk. Is Anna sad in this one? Wow. She's just sad all the way. That's terrible. She's sad. She's like, man, I wanted to have some coitus. I want to have some non-baby producing coitus, because that'd be very, very mysterious. This is a fair point, because Anna does not seem to have the mental facilities to fully understand the social nuance of the situation. I mean, it depends on how far you want to take that topic, but in my situation, someone has to know what they're getting into. I'm not going to do it ever. In fact, if anyone ever accused me of raping anyone, I'm going to be like, dude, ew. I'm not interested. I don't care. Sex is gross. It's ew. People get all sweaty and liquids get everywhere, and I have to touch someone. I don't like touching people. I don't like it if people touch me. I don't like it if I have to touch someone else. I don't like touching a dead rat. I don't like touching a dead rat with a fucking dustpan. Never in my life. Ugh, it's so gross. It makes a mess. I have to sleep in that mess. It's not something I want. If I'm ever gonna make genetic babies, I'm gonna do the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna give them a swab of my cheek, and I'm gonna say, here, mix some DNA in a GNA machine. That's how it works. This video is a mess, but I think Anna's the kind of person who would bring that out. I mean, the fact that your character is bemoaning this at this point is hilarious. Because isn't it supposed to be like sexy and kinky to be like, I'll tear them apart? Like, your character's like, no. This would have been a great, like, tiny moment where you can say yes or no, and it's implied that in one timeline you just have a ruined set of clothes. Getting a good status at this point is completely irrelevant. There are no achievements related to getting the last good one to whatever I remember. Like, you can just fuck off and be like, eh. This is one of those videos that I'm going to regret later down the line. But not that like that video. Like I said, the one video where I've done 3 recordings before I got anything right enough to be like, okay, this is good. That one's going to haunt me. This one I'm just going to be pissed off about, and someone's going to bring it up in my future, and be like, what my dipshit old me. If it wasn't my old dipshit self ruining the future for me, how could dare you do that? I'm retroactively angry at myself now. In fact, I'm going to be angry at myself right now. So that future me can be like, oh, at least he was understanding. Oh, you me from just a few minutes ago. Why did you have to say the things you said? Those are insulting and insensitive to people. How dare? Why did you post this? There. Now future me can be okay. I don't know about you. You can still be upset and offended, or you might agree. I don't know. I don't care. But at least future me is future-proofed. Also, Anna's been running that facility for a while. It's implied she does a good enough job that they keep her. Like, who's her replacement? Damien is dead, and Damien is like the most likely replacement since she was his assistant. So the situation's kind of eh. Also, this ending is exactly the same. It's kind of weird. That was it. That was Anna. Let's do Bryce. The people downstairs are probably angry. Ba-da-ba-ba-da.